Well, welcome to another Memphis drawing. Today we're at drawing prompt 161 in our quest to do all the drawing prompts in this book. And let's take a look at today's drawing. Today's drawing, the prompt is quilted blanket, and we fulfill the drawing prompt by drawing an old-time quilting bee. So if you want to see how we did it, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do today. Well, I'm basing our drawing today on this old photograph I found. It's real blurry, but I just like the composition of it. The quilting bees, and I think these are like Mennonite women, or one of the religious royal religious groups back from the 1800s. But the quilting bee is not just among these women, but just everywhere back in the day. Women would get together and sew quilts together, and it's the reason when you see these quilting bees, you see pictures of them. There was always a quilt already assembled right in front of them. So I'm gonna draw a quilt in the center, and then put the women around the edges. And I'm gonna copy their clothing style as best I can. I can't really see their faces, but let's get started and knock off the chit-chat. Trying to get the composition. Trying to get the composition and the proportions right before I actually try to do any serious drawing. because it doesn't matter how good your drawing is if everything is wonky. Well, I think I solved it at least to a passable state. Let me show you how I did that. So what I had is the table's going out this way. And so what I did is just drew an imaginary rectangle. And here I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, but let me exaggerate it more. We go up here. Okay, here's a rectangle in perspective. Now if I want to, and I got to put a cross legs in there, I just got to remember to make it look like it's underneath this table. This leg has to come over to this corner, and then this leg has to come over to this corner. See, and then that automatically puts it in perspective. I think I got my composition right. I got the 5 women in the right place. Now let's, what I'll do is I'll begin to draw the women in. Got to kind of make up these tiny little faces, because the faces on my sample picture are too small and blurry. Here I'm working on the old lady sitting over here in the corner. Looks like she got her hand laying across the deal there. I think she's threading some thread up through the seems like I always have these I don't know exactly what to do at a quilting bee. I think they're attaching the quilted part to the back, and in the modern quilts they use, I think it's called a quilting frame, but back in the day they didn't have that, and so you had to do it all by hand. So they load it out on a table like this. And they load it out on a table like this, and then the women get all around it and quilt it together. Now I'm going to add a little color to our drawing. This is kind of the outline I'm using here. There may be some colors that these folks wouldn't wear, but I don't know what those are because I don't even know what sect this is. I'll outline their white skirts, and some of them have a white tie. In black. And this lady here has a white bow tie. I think in our sample drawing, the women basically have the same color outfit on, but in our world, they're going to have just one. Everybody's going to have their own color. Putting a dash of black ink for their eyes, and then I'll add some blue or green color, just kind of suggesting I'm going to outline the quilt in black ink so that I can make it stand out a little bit. Now quilts, as you know, are multi-layered, and I'm trying to capture that here. You can see I've got the sheets hanging out. Here I got the sheets hanging out. So the only part that it really has color to it is the top part, the decorated part, and then the other layers are quilted in. And I think that's what that was the main job of a quilting bee, was to take the decorative top part and quilt in the rest of the blanket. And since quilts are made out of scraps of old material, One of the things that happens with quilts is that they wear out at different rates. You probably noticed that, haven't you? You have an old quilt and it'll seem like it's in fine shape, and there'll be like two or three, two or three little squares of material that have deteriorated or fallen apart, and the rest of the quilt is fine. Well, I say random, but really the panels in these quilts, you look at them from afar and they always seem to have some sort of a geometric pattern. And so I want to make sure that I'm adding the colors here in a diagonal so that they look like they have a human touch. They're working outside here. I was going to put they got a porch in the background here on our sample picture, but I'm not going to put that in. I think I just muddy the water a little bit. Well, that does it for drawing prompt 161. The drawing prompt was quilted blanket, and we fulfilled the prompt by drawing an old-time quilting bee, and got 5 old-time women working on a quilt. So let's check out tomorrow's prompt. Tomorrow's prompt is Maracas. I think those are those gourds that you shake and they make rattling sounds. So we got to think of something for that. Okay. Also, publishing today will be a 14-day flip through of our last 14 drawing prompts. So watch that too. Okay, hope to see you tomorrow.